Say that again.
This is like Will Smith's like cheating ass wife. Like you see that what they call it? The red brown table. The red brown table.
Wait,
guys, welcome to my little podcast, dude. Hi guys, it is Rachel. I'm back at it again, and I'm here doing a little bootleg podcast with my little gang. Damn, I'm here with Kelly.
My name is Divine,
and today we're just gonna be talking about some topics that I have here that maybe. Of course we're allowed to vape. Don't ever ask me that question again. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna get into the questions. I have already curated. What the fuck? Hold on.
Get an app where it has the sounds.
Oh my god, yes, with the cute sound.
Soundboard.
Yes.
Wait, quick intermission.
We're getting a soundboard.
Wait, do we have a name? Do you have a name?
Oh yeah, bitches. This whole thing is like the NOIR project, but I need to find a name for the podcast. I might call it I need to find a name.
iPad camera quality is truly amazing.
That's what, like, Kelly, this shit is crisp. This is like. Okay, so one thing that I feel like you both can really like speak on is like the experiences of going through uni, whether it's like people wise, financial wise, studying wise, all of that. So I want to know, like, how has uni been? Like, your first year, you're already a year in. How has uni been? Would you change anything? Is there anything that you feel like you fucked up on that like, yo, I'm not gonna do this shit again?
Honestly, during first year, I feel like I made a lot of mistakes, but looking at it now, I feel like those mistakes made me who I am now. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't think, like, if I didn't make those mistakes in first year, I would have made it this year in a way. So I would have been fucked up this year, and I probably would have crashed out and, took a gap year. But honestly, lost friends, stayed true to my real ones this year, and there's been no stress.
I feel like with uni stress, I feel like friendships, because university is just really socialization. If you really think about it, past the school thing, you have to really socialize. I feel like with uni, friendships can really take a toll on you if you don't choose the right people to be around with. And that's something that I learned in the first year. Like, it's not something that impacted me like seriously, but I did get a glimpse of it. And it's like, for somebody who's always been on the outside and seen my friends be in situations, for me to now be in the situation, it made me like kind of tee the fuck up in general. And it's like, yo, if people are actually dealing with this on a daily basis with like friends, I was just like, yeah, like, bro, to be adding that on top of uni stress is so one thing that I can recommend to people is to limit your group to like 5. You don't need that many friends in uni.
Even that 5 could even reduce. That 5 could even reduce.
If it's more people, it has to be people that are actually serious about getting their work done, because it really matters who your friends around with basically, because why are you because last year we were not serious at all, but now we have divided this. Like,
I feel like like me and Kelly, the way that we operate with school is kind of like we have our minds to it, but environmental shit, we get caught up with, like, shit. We adapt to like, and it's something that we had to break for real, because uni is not a place where, like, there's fun shit happening, but you can get caught up in the fun shit so quick that your books are gonna be sitting there like, hey,
you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
You're gonna open it time. Like, are you gonna open it? And although eventually I did ended up doing my work this year, just doing my work when I need to do it instead of going out and friends and all of that shit,
and then doing it afterwards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's felt more rewardful. And like,
one thing that was really eye-opening once I got to uni is that what's it called? You don't know as much as you think you do. You don't. Like, you really do not. Like, okay, yeah, sure. You got honor roll, you got this award, you got the French award. Nigga, everybody got that. You realize that you're really not that special.
Bitch, you ain't shit. You ain't shit for the student number.
No, heavy on that,
nothing
bro.
but a student number for
Nothing but a
real.
student number. Because high school you're in such like smaller space, so it's like you really know like, okay, this person's smart, this person's smart. Everybody's around you smart because everybody. This is university. You have to be smart. Well, I don't know, but most people are smart in university.
Yeah.
So that was really eye opening, and seeing my grades, like in my first year, really woke me up.
That shit
like,
gonna humble the fuck, like,
bro. Because I was seeing my grades in like grade 12, they were like 80s, like maybe like a cheeky high 70.
yeah, I was on honor
But
roll.
then, bro, I got to uni. The day I saw a 60, bro, I almost crashed out. I almost crashed out.
Until you got to the point where it's like, okay, 60 is not bad.
No!
60, bro, because I take a 60.
Class averages being a 60 in uni, trust me, that's actually
It's
good.
a common thing.
It's a really common
It's
thing.
very common. If you ever believe that you're not doing enough, trust me, we all aren't. Like, you good. Just keep doing your work though. You'll improve. Like, I feel like you'll adjust to the uni pace. You'll adjust to like everything that you're in. And yeah.
And I feel like another mistake that happened, well, I don't want to say mistake, but learning curve
Mhm.
was realizing that I am really in control of my own life. Because
Mhm.
for example, in high school, you had all these teachers like, oh my days, my English teacher was really right, because the way she would literally nag us every time to hand in an assignment, and mind you, she would like give us a due date, the whole basically like 60% of the class would not hand it in on time, and then she would open a new window saying, okay guys, resubmit it, and then 40% of people still won't
Do
resubmit.
Low key, you know when they say like, oh, you're not gonna get away with this shit in university, da, 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 you low key aren't. Like, you can, but you're gonna face the repercussions on your own.
You know what York does? You'll feel like you got away with it, and then summer comes. They're like, "Oh, you actually didn't."
Let me tell you something about this dark ass school. I'm here thinking that I'm good. I had got my grades. Like, we ended up going on strike, so I had to drop some of my classes because we came back and then the host talking about some fuck them assignments. Everything's gonna be on exam. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm dropping the class and I'm gonna redo this. I don't care. So that's what I did. So I ended up only having like 2 classes on my transcript for first year. These hoes gonna tell me something, bro. I gotta change my major.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I was like, because
that's scary.
I had like my GPA is fine, but I just didn't have enough credit. But I was just like, y'all niggas went on strike and I had to drop the class.
And
So
Palestine.
thank you, which is free
Free
Palestine.
Palestine.
But damn, like,
I like how we did that shit in unison.
yes, like it's just so many factors as to why I had to like drop the classes. Like, I'm never going to conform to a class that I know, because if I conform, the outcome will be shit. It's gonna be a 60. I'm not gonna be happy. I'd rather drop the class and redo the class and get the mark that I want. And that's what I even did in high school. Like, high school, bro, confessional time, I retook English 3 times till I got to my 80. And it's like, it wasn't even a thing where I failed.
Shit.
There's not even a thing where I failed the class. I just didn't get the grade that I wanted. Like, I think the first time I got a 60, and then I wasn't really aiming to go to college for real. I mean, no, I wasn't aiming to go to university, so I was aiming for college, and college is 65%.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I got a 60. I think the second time I got like a 70, but that's when I was like, that's when I got the York deferred letter, and I was like, okay.
After you applied?
After I applied, I got the deferred letter, and after I was just like, I feel like I should low key just pushed for an 80 or a higher so I can actually get into York. Bitch, I got my little 80, and then after I would have made honor roll and all of that, but it's okay. I take my L.
And
honor roll don't fucking matter.
You guys don't understand how happy it is for me to see Rachel really put in effort into it. Because me, I've known Rachel since like high school, and
I was lazy.
Oh my god, Rachel was lazy.
Like, one thing about me, grade 12, if you looking for me, find me in the stall. I'm
bro, if you see Rachel now, like even the moment I got to first year and I was seeing Rachel like go to the library and shit, you guys don't understand. Like, I was actually so Rachel, I was so proud of you, bro. You don't understand.
The best part about Rachel's transformation was first year Rachel and second year Rachel. Because first year Rachel, she was getting her work done, but it's like
there was a factor that was stopping me.
A bed.
There was a bed. There was a huge blanket. There's a bed on campus. That's why I wasn't going to class.
This year, she's like just doing her work. Any chance she gets, she does her work. I'm here playing Call of Duty. She's doing her work.
Because it's just like, for me, it's a thing where like I already have so many goals set for myself that I want to achieve, but knowing that there's already environmental factors that I'm dealing with in my life that are stopping me, knowing that school is the only thing that I can actually like control, and I have my own place in that, I realized that me just sitting down and taking it as like, yeah, I'm in school, whatever. Like, bro, I got in here by a hair. Like, I got into school by a hair. I literally got deferred. I retook English, and then I think I got in August. I literally came. I went to the TCDSB board, got my transcript, and paid for that hoe. Came here, gave them my transcript, and I was like, yo, revalidate my shit, because now I got my English grade. I got in literally like the last week of school. So when I was like, okay, I got in by a hair, this is God. God would not put me somewhere that he knows that I can't excel in. So why not excel in what I know I can? Like, let me clock that T. And plus two, especially since it's something that I'm actually like I want to do, I'm not too stressed about it. Like, I'm enjoying cognitive science. I'm enjoying this class. You better clock that T. Even so, like, yeah, like I feel like it's time for me to tee up. Like, okay, which brings me to my next topic.
Yes. Teeing
up in life. Teeing up before our frontal lobes develop. Take the mic, Kelly.
For you to tee up in life, you have to go through so much shit.
Yeah, you gotta go through hell and back.
You literally have to hit your lowest point to the point where you're seeking out God. That's when you'll actually like tee
Can
up.
I add to that?
Yeah.
Because you know why you actually have to go through shit to understand life? Because there's people out here who don't know anything. Like, they have no oblivion. They're just oblivious, running around like there's no care in the world, because there's people in their lives that have like blinded them and that have shadowed them from these bad things. But people like us who have to work for their goals and work for like to get to where they want in life, because they're in a situation where they don't want to be in, we were never shielded from that. It's something that we've had to shield ourselves from. So it's like,
that was good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta cloud that T sometimes. For you to tee up, you gotta go through some shit. And I feel like, even so, I had a situation that happened to me, and I feel like that completely shifted the way that I think and the way that I handle things. Because I even had a situation prior, Kelly knows the deep, that had to do with a friend, and my mental compared to my friend's mental made me realize that what I was putting myself around was not where I wanted to be. So I had to let that. It ain't none of cut that shit off. Like, you gotta move away from that type of shit. If you are ever in a situation, I feel like for teeing up, especially too, not only do you have to go through things, I'm gonna let you cook too, but not only do you have to go through things, you also need to leave situations that you're comfortable in. Like, for example, friendships, could be jobs, could be families, relationships. You need to leave. You need to get uncomfortable to get comfortable again. Because it's just like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you need to leave the uncomfortable. There's something out there for you that could be bigger that you don't even know, because you're sitting down saying, yeah, okay, I know this, and this is what is good with me. There could be something out there that's bigger for you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But cook, Kelly, go.
No, my pot's on the stove. No water. So.
You had a point, though. You said.
And then left. Give it to him.
I feel like I have ideas of like things. Like,
don't even say advice, but it's more like talk on more how you would tee up on your own life.
Okay.
So you can have like a more like, how would you tee up, or like what has made you realize that this is not what I, even if it's small or big, this is not procrastination. Is a good thing too.
Procrastination definitely a big one. Again, back to school. I feel like my grades low key, like my grade in first year, some of my grades in first year really like were eye-opening. It's like, okay, I need to create a schedule. Like, for example, like now, you will never catch me not doing notes ahead of class time.
Can I see something?
Yes.
We're waiting for the Vine in front of Peter Land, and he has his big old iPad walking. We're like, what is he doing? She said, he's studying while he's what? I said, wow.
Mind you, his mates are playing dress to impress in class.
Wow. And he's here just because I'm like, is he on the phone? But I just see iPad and him like, because you know when Divine is studying, and I'm like, wow,
he's a study.
Mind you, he's in kinesiology, so you have to study that. You the muscles, the nerves.
You really gotta do that.
You really have to study. Like, guys, the anatomy there, and even just the vocabulary, and the vocabulary is the easy part. There's so many like different, like for example, the different planes, like the mid-sagittal plane, the frontal plane, the oblique plane, the transverse plane, and then you have to know different terms, like for example, abduction, adduction, rotation of the body's axis.
I love how he's using this as a study session.
Also, like for example, flexion is the decreasing of like one's joint ankle. So for example, the joint ankle at my elbow,
This is Kim
flexion
Divine.
would be me decreasing the angle. You see how I'm going from 180 to 90 to 45? That is flexion, and extension is increasing the joint. But enough of that though.
You know the point.
Yes.
Studying.
Study. I know my shit. But I feel like there are things I also really need to improve on. Like I feel like I need to not be afraid. Like I want to accomplish things, and I really am trying to not be afraid at looking bad at first, like not being great at first, because
Yes, I'm glad you said that.
yes, because you need to accept the fact that in order to be good, you have to be bad.
You need to embrace the bad before the good comes. Now, when I say this, niggas think I'm crazy.
Writing a note to get.
Because here's the thing.
I'm gonna talk about.
Because here's the thing, bro. This I can add this to perfectly. Being broke, number one. Okay, you need to embrace. Sometimes you need to embrace your flop era before the good era come. Like, yeah, you broke. Yeah, you ain't got no money. Yeah, you ain't do this, but you'll look back on it in like 3 months. But you can only look back on it if you tee up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're in a position in your life where you will feel like you are stuck, or you feel like there's nothing really going for you, that's because you're comfortable. You're comfortable with whatever the fuck is going on in your life, and you want the change, but you don't want to make the change because you know what I'm saying, you're comfortable.
Mhm.
So you need to get uncomfortable, which brings us back to our teeing up. You need to get uncomfortable.
You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Really.
Something that I said in my notes while you guys were talking, going back to both of you guys' notes, is you have to evaluate what really happened in your life to make you act a certain way or put you in a situation. For example, like getting bad grades or being friends with people that are not like genuine or helping you in a way. You have to try to like evaluate like what really went wrong or see what really happened in a way, because if you don't really evaluate what's really going on, you won't really change anything or try to like fix it. Like you have to,
because some people are passive aggressive, not passive aggressive, but passive with some things that happen, and they kind of just brush past it, and it's like a continuous
and
cycle,
also it's for you to know what not to do next time if you do end up in a situation like that, so it's not repetitive.
Now you better clock that T.
How can you say you'll never get bullied again, but you get bullied again, fam?
You did something wrong. You didn't turn off your camera. You didn't turn off your screen in time. All right. What's another thing that is needed in terms of your frontal lobe developing? Like you need to do before that whole develops.
Figuring out your wants and needs.
Figuring out your wants and needs. I like that.
There's a lot of things that I say that I need, but it's always a want. Like a guy that has money. Obviously, you kind of need that in a way, but you really don't, because it's like, yeah, everyone wants a guy or a girl with obviously, you're a guy, so like, you know, it's kind of different. Obviously, like I'm gonna speak from my experience, or like just like
this is speaking on each experience.
Obviously, like girls want guys with like money, cars, and stuff like that, but that's low-key a want, because those are the things that you need yourself, not what you need in a partner.
Yeah, you don't need a man to do that for you. You want a man to do that for you.
Because then he could be beating you. He could be cheating on you. But you want a car or money. Like, it doesn't make sense. So obviously you have to figure out your wants and needs. Because once you do that, you'll have the perfect husband. You'll have the amazing friends that you need. Obviously, when you're going through things in life. Because obviously, when you have friends that are not really doing anything for you and you ask them for help, or you just try to talk to them about a situation that's happening in your life and they're not really doing anything, what can you really do?
Like, you don't need that hoe around you.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that I really do agree with your needs and wants point. I feel like, but in terms of, I had a point. I was gonna think about it. I think it's more like you need to realize your decision making. Like you need to actually become more reasonable. You need to start looking into ethical thinking, into reasonable thinking. Like stop doing shit for the plot. Doing shit for the plot will put you in one hell of a spot, okay? I have done so much shit for the plot and the repercussions have whooped my black tiny ass. I am only 19 and I have seen things. Thank you. It's just like the more that I get older, the more that I realize like, yo, I didn't have to, oh, let me call this guy again because this, that, and the third. Or let me go see this guy again because this, that, and the third. Because that nigga did not serve me shit. I don't know, maybe because that's a situation too that I was also comfortable in. I was comfortable with the nigga for what he was giving me because I believe that there was nobody else that could give me that because of what I grew up with, if that makes sense. Like,
not even like, because we always know that there's always like better out there. It's just more so being comfortable with.
No, not even that. But I feel like for me, when it comes to knowing that there's better out there, it took me a nigga to realize that. If that makes sense. Like I had to, like I knew that, I always knew that was a shit, but I was never dealing with men. Like I started dealing with men like the last year of high school. That's when I actually got in like for real with men. So before it was like I was talking to guys, this and the third, it was bullshit. So I didn't even know for relationships for real. So when I actually got into a somewhat serious relationship, the bare minimum is what I thought. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And then I got into relationships that was like, no, bitch, you can get more than that. And I thought I was like, oh, you had a clock that tea. And it was just like, I did not.
And also like starting over with guys. I'm so we even sidetracked the sidetrack.
We've sidetracked how many times?
But it's like starting over with guys. It's like, I don't know.
I feel like starting over with people in general. Because friendships and relationships are very similar.
Like as soon as I go through a friendship trauma, like I don't want to make any more new friends.
I don't.
Like, I'm sticking to my close knit of friends because they never did anything to me, and it's like, why am I gonna look for something out there when I'm good with the things that I have?
Yeah, like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
What is a topic on here that y'all see that y'all want to discuss that we haven't discussed?
Self-love.
Self-love. I feel like self-love and self-respect. Okay? Self-respect. Self-respect comes in many ways and forms. Okay? It's not only physical. It doesn't always have to do with laying down with a man. Okay? Letting a man come into your life and sit down anyhow. That one too.
Just breathe nonsense. You're just bacteria.
Just bacteria. You're just a germ in the background.
Pathogens.
Like I hate a nigga that's just in the background that doesn't even serve you nothing. Or just people in the background that just don't serve you nothing. Like, I'm gonna get hot on this thing.
And I feel like for you to get love or know what love is, you have to truly love yourself before that.
Don't go search. Yo, sorry, can I cook? No, I'm so sorry. Literally talked about this on my spam today because I was in a relationship with someone, quote unquote relationship, because we were talking for 5 months and it felt like a year of relationship drama. But whatever. I was talking to somebody and like we were cool and everything was good, but his main problem was the fact that he wanted me to support him and this, that, and the third, but he never told me what he needed from me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know when somebody's like, oh, like, how do I put this into a way? Like somebody that says they need help, but they don't necessarily put the actions towards getting the help. That's literally what it was.
Bro, you can't help those who don't want to help themselves.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, I can't help nobody that don't want to help themselves, but you can't come over here trying to seek that help, but you're not putting any type of action. Like, it wasn't one of those where I had to save him or none of that. It was one of those where he wanted me to be a supportive girlfriend to him, but he didn't put any effort. He didn't put anything there for me to support. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like because I was there, I witnessed the situation. What I can say is I feel like he low-key knew what he wanted from you, but the type of person he is, he shouldn't be expecting that from you when he's given that type of energy to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, men will always men.
Because one thing about, I can just speak on my friends or me, one thing about us, we give the same energy back. If we're getting the type of energy where we're feeling loved or we're feeling like secure and stuff like that, we're not gonna be looking around like, oh, where the fine shit's at, where the fine shit's at. No,
I mean, shit.
we're gonna be loyal.
I mean, shit. I mean, the fine shit's fine.
Except we're not gonna do anything, but like if you're fine, you're fine.
You're fine. But no, it's just like there's men out there who want girls to just be a supportive girlfriend, but they're very nonchalant. They have trust issues. It's just like you're not like there's actually a lot of men out there because we don't pay attention to men's mental health at all. There's a lot of men out there who are very closed off and very like to themselves, which is so fine and so respectable because like you don't like I feel like men have always had to just been like the upper hand, like they gotta be there for themselves. So when it comes to a woman though, it's hard for them to like conform. And this can also be the case for girls too, because I feel like I'm the same way. Like when it comes to men, I can never be like fully emotionally available unless like I have like sustained stuff, like I have shit within my life that I'm sustained in. Yours can be a different reason as to why you're emotionally unavailable, but that's for me personally. But it's like to be bringing somebody else into your emotional unavailability is very selfish. It's very toxic. It keeps the person in the dark, number one, because you could be tweaking out about something on her. She don't even know what the fuck going on whole time and don't even got shit to do with her.
Do you think like men could improve on that?
I feel like though I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's the easiest thing in the world to kind of like open up. It's very hard to open up, but I feel like for men, if you are gonna get into a relationship, like, because here's the thing with a whole relationship, bro. There's a difference between fucking a bitch and getting into a whole relationship. If you're going to get into a whole relationship with somebody, you have to have vulnerability. It's hard, but you have to be vulnerable. And it's something that you have to work on. And if you don't want to do it, then you don't need to be doing none of the relationship shit. To be honest, you need to be working on yourself until you are able to be vulnerable with that person. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you could have multiple trust issues. This girl, that there. Because for me, the case was that like he was dealing with girls that gave him bare trust issues. And also other people too. That's why he didn't trust me fully. And also we had a situation too that made him trust me. Well, that's beside the point. But we moved past that, and I told him that, I asked him, what do you need from me? He says he doesn't want anything from me, this and the third. So I said to him, the most that I can do, because I have to bring something, is I can provide mental support. If you want a relationship with me, I need somebody that is mentally aware, number one. Number two, just emotionally available. And it's like, to wrap back to your question, I feel like a thing that men have to do is work within themselves. It's not even necessarily men. It's people in general. You need to work within yourself before you bring somebody else into your life. That's literally it. Don't bring nobody else. Maybe if you want to do like a quick fuck, that's fine. But don't ever go deeper than that. Don't ever make it a mess, because it's always gonna. You get my point. Just sustain your life before you bring somebody else into it. Straight.
To answer Divine's question, for me personally, I would say communicate. It's hard to say communicate because there's so much different aspects.
Yeah, communicating.
But I would say like at least start communicating in a way to get comfortable with the person. Not even saying deep stuff, but just talking about your day, or just telling them about anything. Like pretend as if you're talking to your bros, but it's your girl.
Exactly.
You know? And then as soon as you start to feel like more vulnerable, as what Rachel said, you just start to not depend on them, but like want to talk to them about your feelings or your emotions and your traumas and stuff like that. And I feel like that kind of like opens up a more like type of realness in your friendship. I said friendship. Relationship. Friendships too. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's that.
Nah, that's it, bro. I just had my one little question that answered. I saw one that was like famous people
crashing out. Okay, let's talk about some famous people crashing out. Let's talk about this Lucas Coily situation with Ambrage. That is a different type of manipulation.
Okay, all I know is that like basically based off of what my friends were posting, he was like the OG like OG.
If you know, like this is like 2017, like Dub Smash, like you know, Wattpad.
My bad. And then basically he killed himself, right? But then what I've also found out later was that he was on a call with his
he called his
ex-girlfriend
let me tell
or
you, he
current
called
girlfriend?
his girlfriend. Like, they're on and off. They've been on and off for years. He
Okay.
called her, basically, from what I know, nobody quote me verbatim.
This is all just what we get from the internet.
This is not CNN. Not just a podcast in a room. This is wire school. Wire school.
We are just 19.
You are just 19.
Don't quote us.
I don't even have degree yet. From what I saw on Shade Room. So basically, I seen that Lucas called her to himself on the phone, and she heard the gunshots, and then her mom, I think she said she called her mom. She was like, "Mom, help!" Da, 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 da. It's just like, for you to, I can't. Kelly, explain.
Apparently he's always had like suicidal thoughts, like that's what his family members said. And Amber, that's the girlfriend, she knew about those things, right? So people in the comments were saying, oh, why didn't she call the police when he was saying that he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, this and that? But she thought it was one of those where he's like, I'm gonna kill myself, but he's not really gonna do it, but he did. And then
See, but this is the thing, you can't be playing with no nigga that's,
yeah,
oh, saver. Sorry, y'all, the battery's about to die.
yeah, it's actually started was he was cleaning the bullets and stuff, and he was kind of like low-key threatening her. This is what I heard.
We are not CNN.
I don't know them. I don't know them. Cleaning the bullets, and then he was low-key threatening her, and she was getting scared, and she left without shoes, like barefoot, and she was like running away from him for like 5 days. And then after
5 days?
Yeah. And then after, that's when like he called her and stuff, and that's when he like killed himself. Which, rest in peace though, because that's sad.
But at a point,
it's
at a point, it's like
abuse.
That's abuse. At a point, that's abuse. Like, what would you do if somebody called you on the phone? I think that wraps this segment.
That's actually scary. I'm so sorry, because you think you're on the phone. It's like, okay, wait, like this dude's actually about to do it. Like, let me hang up. But it's like you don't want to hang up because you
don't really know if he's actually gonna freaking do it or not.
I think it's like the last times and stuff until it actually happens, and that shit's gonna traumatize her for life. Because regardless of if they were toxic, healthy, or just all of those types in a relationship, they've been together for 9 years on and off. Doesn't matter. They've grew up together. It's like she'll always have love for him.
No matter what. 9 years is a whole decade, bro.
No matter what. So it's like, for that to happen to her, that's very traumatizing.
That's very traumatizing.
Like,
and the thing is, too, I think he was cheating on her, too.
Yeah,
he was cheating on her,
like, there was,
too.
like, a lot of girls.
So, at a point, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was a tactic.
Mental and, like, physical abuse.
It's a crazy tactic, but it's a tactic. But
like people were in like the comments and stuff, like blaming her.
Yeah, blaming her.
Like, how would you?
No, you can't. They've been together for 9 years. You can't blame someone for kind of shutting off, because in some of the clips, it did look like she was kind of like over it in a way. But it's like they've been together on and off for 9 years, not even on fully. So that much.
Exactly. So you get like tired of that.
Yeah, you get tired and drained. Like, just get drained.
I would.
So, you guys should not be. Oh, I'm saying you guys are just you guys, but like I'm just saying, like, just in case it goes viral.
Yeah.
What if I get canceled?
Don't get. But it's a valid. We're not CNN. Like, I don't have a degree in broadcasting. All I gotta say is that I hope that Amber can mentally recover from that, because it's just like
people need to stop.
People need to get the fuck out of her business.
Yeah.
About her nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, you guys don't. First of all, they weren't even a public. Like, they were public, but we didn't even know their shit for real. Like, you would see Amber and Lucas like once in a blue moon,
and she didn't have to tell us what really happened.
She did not have to.
Where did this come from?
Heavy on that. She did not have to get on live and tell y'all the real tea. She did not have to do that, and she did. And y'all still want to come in the comments talking about she's this. You're fucking weird.
Like, I know you guys would never want to go through that and have people blaming you for what really happened.
Like, what the fuck? So yeah, let's talk about seasons of isolation. Do you guys know what that is?
Yes.
I can explain what. Basically, you can take it in a literal sense or the biblical sense. In a season of isolation is kind of like a point where God kind of just takes you out of your reality to kind of make you realize your shit that you need to fix, so that you can pop your shit. Have you ever had a season of isolation?
For me, I didn't kind of like interpret it like the way you did. It's more so like
No, I don't interpret it, and I interpret it in that way. But there's also the other way. You just like distance yourself completely from other people.
It's like you start to realize more things that really happened that you didn't really. You start to realize. You just go back on situations and overthink things, and then you start to realize like, oh wait, hold up, like let me take a step back. Or there's just so much things that are going on in your life where you feel like you're losing it, so you kind of take a step back from like everyone, even though you don't really want to. It just mentally happens. And I feel like that it for me, it usually happens like in the winter time.
That's like
Winter depression.
But
not depression because I'm not diagnosed.
Heavy on that. Not diagnosed. I have a question for you guys. Is there something that right now that is bothering you that you want to change in your life? That like something that it's bothering so bad, but your environmental factors, for example, could be stopping you from making that jump or that move? It could be anything. It could be anything.
I feel like it's me like reaching out for opportunities. Like for example, there's just like one opportunity that's really potential, but I feel like it's kind of likely. So basically my dental office, they do this thing where it's like they allow students to come in and view like the dentist and what they do and all of that, right? And like I literally like I've called them before. I asked them like what's the process. They literally said like email this and then like we'll review it and then we'll get back to you. I still have yet to have done it, even though I called them like last week. I guess I feel like it's like nervousness, I guess, or it's like
what if it doesn't really happen?
Yo, what ifs can finish your life, bro. What ifs? Let's talk about what ifs. I feel like if you have the what if mentality, you're not really gonna succeed in life.
If you have a what if mentality, you will never move.
You're gonna sit there and ponder, what if I did this?
You'll be stuck in like limbo.
Yes. And I feel like this is something that I really do struggle with still. Like I really have a procrastination problem. And I feel like but for me personally, I don't think that I am at fault for my procrastination. But at the same time, I think for me it's an environmental thing because I am physically not in a place. Flies.
The fly.
Yo, I see that fly. Open that door and get that hoe the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
Go this way, go that way.
That hoe trying to make you work the fuck out. Yeah, kill it. Just kill it. Be quick though. Oh yeah. Grip shot.
She got it. Got that. Oh no,
it's definitely staying in. It's definitely staying in.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
You think I'm editing 40 minutes?
Spoiler alert, I actually edited off 40 minutes of this. Very tired. I've been doing this since about like 3 p.m. and it's 9:24. That's actually not that bad for 40 minutes of content. I'm also here with the same people who were in the video. Say hi.
Hello.
What's good?
Back to the video now.
I know, that's a lot of editing. Oh yeah, we look. You could then switch to my iPad now to send you the audio. But that's if you want to do like 80 minutes.
I don't give a Keisha. I'll make the page right now. Let's talk about what's something that what's on your minds? What's on y'all minds?
I'm very passionate about like friendship trauma.
Okay, we're gonna talk about friendship trauma because I feel like this is something that we can actually talk about.
I don't.
It doesn't even have to be trauma, bro. Just drawing friends.
Okay. This is. So basically,
we're gonna tea. We're dropping tea.
I don't know if it's weird, but I have certain friends where it's like, and they have like another group chat that I'm not in, and this other person is not. Because like there's like how many of us in this group chat?
As somebody who does that to people,
two of us aren't in it, and then there's like a separate one. And then there was this one issue where like we're making a plan, and like what's it called? They were, I guess, in their separate group chat changing the date of the plan because they still had a set date time in the chat that I was in. I was like, okay, it's this time, and then they made their change on FaceTime, And then things that they said that we changed it when we were on FaceTime. And that's how I know it was. That's how I know it was in the other chat, because if it was FaceTime, I would have joined that FaceTime and I would have got the notification.
That's weird as fuck, though.
So exactly. So it's weird, but in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that is weird, but it's like I'm not like as close to that group is. But then again, the other person that's like set not in that other chat, she was like one of the OGs too. So it's just
that's
like,
weird.
That situation, I feel like it's so easy to add someone. Just click their name, at them. So they always, one thing about it, someone always has a reason to do something. There's never not a reason.
See, if it was a thing where both of you guys were like, say if it's like a big friend group and like, you know, when you have like mini friend groups within a big friend group. Yeah. If it was one of those where like, you know, maybe like 3 on the side, they have their own separate group chat because like they're closer or whatever the fuck, but it's all of them, and then one bitch that's an OG is not even in the group chat.
Nah, because sometimes, I don't know, because sometimes with me and you, we just create like group chats. If we're going somewhere, we quickly need to like text everyone that's going to that place, and sometimes we just use that group chat, and then we move on to the next group chat. Maybe it's like that, or they just have a reason to not add the person.
That is true.
There's always what if.
I know, but guys, let me write down the name of the chat. What it's called? Hold on.
I'm scared.
That's what.
Oh no. Cause bitch, what the fuck is that supposed to?
I love that.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I don't like that.
Fuck that hoe. That hoe. Cause she's supposed to bleep that. Okay, let me do it again. That. But what were we talking about before?
We're talking about.
He was telling us here about friendship trauma.
Yes.
It's not really trauma, but it's like, yeah.
Like
it's still a weird situation, yeah.
Yeah.
No, right?
Honestly, it
was that a one-time thing?
One-time thing.
Like where they have like what's what I'm looking for? Like that they have done that separate shit.
Honestly, I don't know. And honestly, you want to know something? Like, what's it called? There were more people that were also in that chat that I'm in, but they also got they got booted off, right?
You know what it's giving? It's giving. It's either they're talking about something, yeah, or those people are just their own friend group.
Exactly. So
it could be one of those.
Like, it's not that like they still like they still talk to me, they still talk to me,
yeah,
like that. But it's like
you have your own.
Accepted,
yeah,
like,
the thing with friend groups. A friend group is never a whole friend group, bro. There's always subgroups within the friend group. Okay,
and that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
like
you have to be your own person within that friend group. Like, the friend group does not define you.
The friend group, y'all don't always have to correlate. I hate a correlating friend group. I like when a friend group has varieties, differentiate. You can tell.
Imagine walking in a hallway and then it's just 5 people just walking out together because they're all talking. No, 2, 2, 1 or 2, 3. Yeah,
exactly.
If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It's making sense. No, it's making sense. I understand. Come here and talk about friendship trauma so we can.
I'm sorry, man. I can't be talking about friendship trauma and my hair is going through trauma.
Guys, my hair is actually really is going through trauma. I won't even lie. I think it's such a struggle.
My hair did this shit a whole like it's a Harlem.
And my next time, I think I'm gonna do twist like.
I'm finished editing this. I never filmed a proper intro, so this is me outro. This is me filming the outro, so I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, thank you. I have these people, I'm holding them hostage because we gotta go home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Expect more podcast videos. I have an idea for this, okay? It's not just gonna be podcast, but it's gonna be something. I don't know. Fuck off for a bit. But yeah, don't expect anything soon though. It's midterm season. I gotta get to the books. Shit. Anyways, that's enough of me. Thanks for watching.